It's National Prime Rib Day. Some good steak in some people's futures, I think. I hope. Unless you're a vegetarian, then I hope you don't have good steak in your future. Ron Swanson, do we have any Parks and Rec fans? Parks and Rec fans? I know Galley's already pumped about Parks and Rec. Yeah. Yes, Parks and Rec. If you have not seen Parks and Rec, it's funny. I think it's like The Office a little bit. If you like The Office, I think you'll like Parks and Rec. Oh, Galilee. I'm a big fan of Parks and Rec. In The Office, I'm like womp womp. I'm like, it's all right. No questions asked. All right. Well, Galley has strong opinions. If you want to be friends with Galley, you should like The Office. But anyways, this character's name is Ron Swanson, and he loves meat, and it's pretty funny. You should check it out if you're interested. It's about like what would happen. It's like the idea of The Office, where like everyone's working together. It's like an ensemble cast. But the office that they work in is not a paper company. It is like the government of a city in Illinois. Is that what it is? In a Parks and Rec. Yeah, they're the Parks and Recreation department. So yeah. Anyways, it's good. But Ron Swanson would appreciate Prime Rib Day. Cool. All right, let's jump into our slides today. I'm going to start with, you can ignore the fact that this says Algebra 2 for it's us too. Why, yikes. Hold on. Okay, we're going to do announcements first. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Gally, if you could post that link one more time. We're going to do announcements first, and then we're going to do some test prep today. So it's going to look a little bit different. We're not doing notes today. We don't have like a pre-calculus assignment, and I'll show you why. The reason why is because our calendar looks like this. We've done 2 weeks of trig. Thank you so much to those of you who completed your assignment on Thursday. I know it was challenging, so I really appreciate you working hard to make that happen. This is today here. We have CAASPP Prep. So we're going to do that for this week and next week. And then the week after, we'll take the CAASPP test, and then we'll be basically out of here. We have like 3 weeks, technically 4, but about 3 weeks after that for PT and ACT. So this is our calendar / schedule moving forward. If you need any support with trig, we are still having office hours just by appointment. So just call me, text me, let me know that you need some support, and I'm happy to support. If that doesn't feel legit, then if you don't want to like reach out to me directly, you are still welcome to drop by Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10:30 to 12. We just might have some other people there as well, so it's totally fine. Question about ACT, is this the real one? You are going to take a official ACT at the end of this year, like a post ACT. It will not be like the real one. It won't be like the one where you, not like the one you're going to send to colleges. It'll be like an interim that you should have been taking this whole year, but we weren't taking it in virtual. But you are going to take a post ACT like you did in 9th grade. So you took a post ACT in 9th grade. You would have taken one in 10th grade, but I don't think we had it, did we? I don't remember last year. And then, oh, you did. Okay, great. So then you had a pre-ACT at the beginning of this year, and you'll have a post-ACT at the end of this year. So that is what this is. This will be here. You'll take that in week 9. I should add that to the calendar. Week 9. Okay. Cool. So we're here. That's what's happening today. You have office hour options. Let me just check my slides here. They're a little out of order. Okay, great. Okay, so announcements are, oh, I have one more. Y'all, I need to add a slide. Are y'all coming on Friday to our pep rally? Pep rally. Are you coming? Yes, I can't wait to meet you. Gally, what? I'm so glad that y'all are coming. Yay. Okay. If you're considering it, I would love to see you there. There's going to be some goodies, some things to pick up. I heard there are also maybe some things you can win. Your advisors will be there during your advisory time, and then all of your teachers will be there the whole time, so you can meet all of you. I'm super pumped about it, so I hope to see you there. And just remember that if I'm awkwardly like, who are you? I'll know who you are once you tell me your name, but I might not know your face. It doesn't mean that I don't love you. It just means I've never seen your face before. But I can't wait to see you there, and we're gonna make it happen. So if you are like, I don't know if I want to or not, you should definitely like be like, yeah, let's do it. So that's the end of our announcements. Are there any questions about announcements? Feel free to put no in the chat if you don't have any. That'll help me to gauge if you are typing a question or if you don't have any. Thanks, Adani. Thanks. Amazing. Okay, awesome. Okay, so we're gonna jump into some test prep. I wanna name that if you are looking at Canvas, you saw like 8 assignments and you were like, what the heck, miss? Like, what are you doing? Don't freak out, it's fine. I'm going to limit some of those depending on what we talk about today. I'm gonna spend some extra time talking today, and then we spend some extra time talking about the test today, what CAASPP is, and sort of doing that, and then I will change the assignment based on that information. Sorry, miss, I don't see any assignments. Uh-oh. Do y'all see, I may have not published it. Do y'all see like a week 3 at all? Let me get a pre-calc. Oh, so fun. That's quarter 3, week 3. Quarter 4, week 3. Wow, it would be helpful if I published it. I'm gonna go ahead and publish it. There we go. Okay, it's there, but you don't need it for right now. We're just gonna do, yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for helping me, Sari and Gali and Christine and Diana and Miriam. So you should see it now, it's published, but I'm gonna go through some slides first and then we'll walk through it together. Thank you for letting me know. All right, dun, 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 dun. Here's your information about CAASPP. Do y'all remember seeing this little logo before? The CA with the California and the blue kind of looks like the world. It's kind of like, this kind of makes it look like we think California is the only thing in this whole planet. It's kind of funny. I never thought about that before. Okay, so CAASPP, it haunts you. Man, I've had very similar interactions. I'm sorry that you've had such a bad experience with this test in the past. However, it's not going to be that bad. I mean, it might be that bad. I'm not going to tell you it's not going to be that bad. But if you're like, what is this test? You might remember this sound. Y'all remember that sound? You click this button and it was like, there it is. Yep, people remember. They hate it. You hate it. I know. All right. When was the last time for audio check? Yes, I know, trauma. I know. I'm sorry. I know. When was the last time y'all remember taking this test? Like in middle school. Devin remembers 8th grade, 7th grade. Despise this, middle school. 8th grade. Okay. And then maybe you took it in elementary school too, like maybe 5th grade, 4th grade, 6th grade. Yeah, so maybe you did. Okay. So the test it's had a lot of names. What were some of the other names? Like STAR, was there like STAR or like CC yet? SBAC, yes. SBAC is another name for it, for sure. Yeah. CST, yeah. So SBAC, CST. There are a couple other names. It's currently called the CAASPP, which stands for California Assessment. I don't know where the other A is. California Assessment, I don't know, of Student Performance and Progress. I don't know what it stands for exactly. I don't know what the last A is, but someone can probably Google it. But in the state of California, there are like different times that you have to take the test. And like 8th grade, y'all took it in 8th grade. That was like one of the last times you took it. In 9th and 10th grade, you don't have to take it necessarily. And then in 11th grade, all juniors in the state of California have to take it in English and in math, right? In English and in math. In 12th grade, you take it in science, right? And that's, I think, maybe the only time you ever take science. So you have English and math in 11th and 12th grade science. So you have that to look forward to in 12th grade. But that's pretty much it. You just have like the 3 left. We are going to take it in at hybrid this year, we are going to take it in week 5. That's what I've been showing you on the calendar, week 5, which starts May 10th. So the test will go from May 10th to May 14th. So it'll be that entire week instead of your classes. Okay, so you'll be taking the test, you don't have classwork. So that might be fun because you won't have homework, which is great. It's going to be on Zoom because and we'll give you the links later. So you don't need to worry about that right now. You just need to be aware that it's happening. So the CAASPP structure for 11th graders comes in 2 parts. First, for each test. So there's the English 2 parts and there's math 2 parts, right? Both of them follow the same idea. There is a computer adaptive test, right? Computer adaptive test. What that means is the test is going to choose questions for you based on how you're doing, right? So there are other tests that are adaptive, like the GRE or like grad school tests. The LSAT might be adaptive, I'm not sure. But basically, it's going to ask you a question, and based on how you do, it's going to give you other questions, right? So if the questions are getting like harder and harder and harder, that actually can be a good sign because it means that you're getting the questions right. If the questions start to get easier and easier and easier, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing, but it might mean that they're trying to like level you out, right? They're trying to level you out. They're trying to figure out how you're doing and if you can perform at this level. Some people will see a test that's like hard, easy, hard, easy. Some people will see a test that's like hard, 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 easy, easy, easy. Some people will see a test that's like easy, 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 right? It depends on how you do on each individual question, okay? So that's what it means by adaptive. It's not like the ACT where there's a certain number of questions and however many questions you get right, that's your score. It's a combination of your number of correct answers and the difficulty. So if you get a really hard question right, you get more points than if you get an easy question right, if that makes sense. So that means that it's scored a little differently than ACT. Another way that it's different than ACT is it's timed, but it is not like official. So we used to call this the ACT redemption test. If you've ever been on the ACT and run out of time, have y'all ever run out of time when you're on the ACT? Like you're still doing problems and then they're like, time. Yeah, for sure, right? This test is there's like a time that it could take, but you actually get as long as you need, right? So for those of us who need a little bit more time to process each question and want to take some more time, that is okay. And you're actually allowed to take like a longer amount of time for each question. That's why it's like a combination. It's not just like I have to get all the questions right. It's like I can do them. Does the time affect our score? Devin, no, not to my knowledge. It does not. So if you were doing the same question as someone else and you took 2 minutes and they took 5 minutes, y'all would get the same score. Yeah. So you can take sort of as long as you need. That being said, at some point the test will time you out, right? So if you've been working for like an extreme amount of time, it will be like, no, you're done. Like you've worked really hard today. Like you can come back tomorrow. So that's why it's set up for 4 days, or like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, is because we don't want you to be working like an extreme amount of time. And I think the test in years past, the test has actually been like, okay, you're going to take a break now and you can sign back into this test later. So it's designed to take about 1 hour for the adaptive section. That's actually a shortened version for the 1 hour. It usually is designed to take about 2 hours. So this is like the online shortened version. A question, should we aim to finish it in a certain amount of time? No, the questions are going to be different based on how you're doing. The only thing that I have noticed is if you just randomly click buttons, it's going to just keep giving you questions. So if you are just, some people, you know how in the ACT you can just like bubble straight B's at some point, right? If you do that on this test, it'll just keep giving you questions until the computer thinks that you're trying, kind of thing. So no, you should not aim to finish in a certain time. Like it will probably give you about 1 hour worth of questions, but for some people it takes 30 minutes. For some people it takes 90 minutes. It's based on like how long it takes the computer to figure out where you're at. So think about this. If you answer, like, if they're giving you 7th grade questions and you get like 7th grade correct, 7th grade wrong, 7th grade correct, 7th grade wrong, the computer is going to be kind of confused on what level you're at, because sometimes you get 7th grade right, sometimes you get 7th grade wrong. So it's going to take a little longer to figure out where you're at. It's interesting. I need y'all to grow up and go to college and then learn more about the test so you can come tell us. I don't know very much about it. I just know what I've experienced. So there's this first part, which is the adaptive section. And then there's the second part, which is a performance task. For math, it looks like one long problem, right? One long problem. So there's like multiple parts for the same question. In English, it's like an essay or like multiple short answers that like go together. This has also been shortened. You used to have like 3 hours for the performance task, and now you have like 90 minutes for math and 2 hours for English, I think. So you used to have like a lot of questions. Devin, did the juniors take it last year? No, the juniors did not take it last year. They canceled because we were in the beginning of the pandemic. They canceled all testing for all students last year. They are not canceling it this year. So that's why we're taking it. They don't hate you. They just want to know. If you think about it, like, we haven't gotten any information about like how you're doing in the pandemic, and we need to know like, are you learning things? Question mark. If you're not, it's not necessarily your fault, right? Could be my fault, could be pandemic's fault. For sure, I'm going to blame pandemic. Yeah, Kayla, like the stadium or the sandbox problem. Yeah, this one here. I've seen a problem about like candle wax. There's lots of different ones. It's a pandemic fault, yeah. Okay, so those are the 2 tests. Can you see your score? Good question. The scores are not posted until like September. It takes a long time for them to like get the questions back. Since it's a shortened test, it might give you a little, or it might tell you like a little earlier, but I don't know. We usually don't get them till like sometime between July and September. Yeah. So this is how you're scored though. You can get standard exceeded, standard met, standard nearly met, or standard not met, right? So you can get standard exceeded, met, nearly met, or not met. And those are the options. Yeah, it's still like a 1 to 4. So this is like a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1, or like a 0. A 3 or a 4 is what you, so I'll tell you how they use these results in the future, but or like on the next slide. But basically this is like 4, met is 3, nearly met is 2, not met is 1. Exceeded and met means that like they're saying that you're ready for college level coursework. And then nearly met means you're not quite ready, but you're like progressing. And then a 1 or not met means you're like not ready. This is like not proficient. All right. So those are the 4 levels. This is how we've done on I believe this is the last time we took the test, the class of 2020, because the 21s didn't take it. So 2020. So this is for English over here, this pie chart. The blue section is exceeded. So like the highest level, advanced, 4. These are my 3s. So the 3s and 4s, there's a lot of them in English, and then a good number of 2s and just a small number of 1s, right? So these 3 buckets are like pretty good. I think it was, we want everyone to get either met or exceeded, right? The best would be if everybody passed, that'd be 100%. We were at 70% in the blue or red boxes for English the last time we took it, right? So the goal is to be much harder, or to be like as high as possible. And then for math, the math test is just like and like the trend has been that we have not done as well in math as we have done in English. However, we have done much better than like your average LAUSD score. So this blue section is exceeded, the red section is met. In those 2 boxes, last time we took it, we were at 49%. But to put that in perspective, I think the average school score was like 18% proficient or advanced. So I feel like hybrid high is doing really great. and then lots of people in the nearly met section, and then a larger chunk in the not met section. So trying to move everybody into blue or red categories. Okay. My hope is that everyone in this class will be in either blue or red. That tends to be the case for our pre-calculus students. So you should not have a problem. So you might be wondering, there's a few questions. Is it possible to log in Zoom on my personal and test on my Chromebook? You will have to test on your Chromebook. Did we pick up our Chromebooks yesterday if you didn't have them? Is there anyone who still doesn't have their Chromebook? Okay. Hopefully you have your Chromebook, because it's just like way easier to do it on the Chromebook. If you still don't have it, Gali will have to get it for you if possible. Maybe email Miss Matucci. You can go on Wednesday. Oh, good to know. And you can also pick it up on the pep rally day. If you're coming to the pep rally, you can pick it up on Friday too. So you can either go tomorrow or on Friday. Awesome. Thanks, Gali. 8 to 2 on tomorrow. So you can still pick it up. It's going to be easier. In answer to your question, Marley, I believe, I haven't looked at it officially, but I'm pretty sure that the Zoom we're going to use Zoom to get started. And then when you move over to the secure browser, it's actually going to kick you out of Zoom. So then when you're on the secure browser, it actually uses your camera and I can still see you. And we have like a little chat box for your, for like the testing. Okay. Yeah. That's not scary at all. I know, it's kind of weird. It's all right. We're going to make it happen. So, so there's like, what I'm saying is Zoom is like built into the testing thing. So you won't need to have Zoom and the test open at the same time. There's another question. What happens if you aren't ready? Yeah, let's go ahead and look at this. So if you aren't ready, there's two things that happen. This test is generally used as an entrance test for Cal State. So Cal State, like universities, colleges, use the results to help place you into a course. So if you are considered not ready, there may be some remedial courses or some lower level courses that you have to take at your college before you're able to take your college courses, right? So let's say you go to Cal State Dominguez Hills, you like got proficient or advanced, so you got a 3 or 4 on this test. They may say, okay, great, you're ready for college courses in English, so we're going to put you in English 101, right? If you get not ready, if you get one of the lower ones, like a 2 or a 1, they may say, okay, you actually have to take this other class. Maybe you have to take English 50 or something before you are able to go to 101. So they use it as a placement test. If you take the ACT, you can also use your ACT scores as a placement test. So you would want to get a high score on your ACT. So there's like a combination of things. Basically, your college may say like, okay, show us your CAASPP score, and you show them, and they're like, that's not good enough. Then they say, show us your ACT score, and then they're like, oh, that's not good enough. Okay, you're going to go into this other class, right? Or they might say like, show me your CAASPP score. That's not good enough. Oh, your ACT score is fine. So then they put you in the other class. So they use it to determine where you're at and what you can use. Okay. So there's that. College courses is the first way. The second way is for learning reflections. We want to see how much progress you've made since that 8th grade test, that dreaded 8th grade test you took, and the supports that need to be offered to you. We may like give you additional supports in 12th grade. If like we see a big trend from this test, then there may be some changes that we make for your 12th grade schedule so that you can have support that you need before you go to college, before you take that placement test. And then lastly, this one's like more high level, but we actually get graded. We get a grade as hybrid. Hybrid gets a grade from the state. So if you've ever, like, you remember Mr. Mack saying, like, we want to be the #1 school in Los Angeles, right? Or like Miss Zero says that sometimes. If we're going to be the best, these scores collectively are one of the things that they use to help give us a grade as a school. So you can be a part of our like legacy for building academic excellence. So those are like sort of the three major ways that it like matters, or that like what it will actually happen. The biggest one is your college courses can be determined by this. Okay. Do you all have any questions about what I have talked about thus far? About why it matters, what it is? Thanks, Jimmy, for remembering to say no. Okay. So it is an important test, but it doesn't need to be stressful, right? So important, but it is okay, especially this year. If we have to, we'll blame the pandemic. Okay. Okay, in that vein, we have done some of the like why and what it is, and now we're gonna do some of the practice. So what I would love for you to do is pop on over to Canvas. I will put this in the chat if you're not there or don't have it bookmarked. Pop on over to Canvas, and you're gonna see assignment 37. Assignment 37, there are then numbers 1 through 8 underneath it. 1 through 8 underneath it. Go ahead and click into assignment 37. And you should see something that looks like this. Can you pop an R in the chat if you are good, you're following through, you're with me? Cool. Nice, thank you. Okay, team, so this has the directions for logging in. So today's assignment is in parts over the next 8 pages. Submit 1 screenshot on each page. So we're gonna be submitting screenshots. I'm going to shorten, this says I may shorten, I'm going to shorten the assignment in a moment. And then optionally, you can keep track of your screenshots using this document. This is an optional document. If you're someone who like loses their screenshots, or if your computer makes it difficult for you to use screenshots, you can put your screenshots in a document here and then submit the document if that's helpful. But on Canvas is where you're going to submit either the screenshots or the document if you need to. So let's go ahead and get logged in. We're going to hear that awesome sound. Go ahead and head to this website here. I'll put it in the chat. Pop into that website, and it should take you to something that looks like this. I have to do it in an incognito window. So if yours doesn't work, if you're on a MacBook and it's not working for you, try an incognito window. And then let me know when you got to the sign in by putting an R in the chat. It should say guest user and guest session. And then go ahead and press sign in. Okay, did we, you know what step I skipped? Did we get to here? You're gonna go to, you're gonna press this green button. That green button, so sorry, I skipped a step. If you look here, you'll see all the directions are on Canvas, but it should take you to this. You're gonna press the green button. The green button is what's gonna take you to that guest screen. So when you click this, mine doesn't take me there, it goes to this. That's why I have to use it this way. So then you should see guests. You're gonna go ahead and press 11th grade. And then I'll pause here. Go ahead and put in the chat, put PY when you get to where you can see pink and yellow boxes. Put PY when you can see pink and yellow. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, cool. If you're a little behind, don't worry, the directions are on Canvas. You're gonna go ahead and click the second yellow one where it says math training test, the second yellow one. Go ahead and click into there. You'll see a bunch of settings. They've got all kinds of stuff here. You can check them out if you are interested. The one people use most often is the color contrast one. If you want to use, they have like the yellow on blue. Ooh, UCLA colors. White on navy. You can do reverse contrast, whatever you want. If you like color contrast, that's usually the one people change. And then the only thing that you want to make sure that you for sure have is where it says Desmos calculator, you want it to say graphing. Don't turn off your calculator. That would be very sad. So make sure you have it off. You can mess with these, but my recommendation, honestly, is to change nothing. You don't need to change anything at all. Then you can go ahead and press select. Oh, make it say graphing. Make it say, and then press select. And then, yeah, let me turn on my sound so you can hear it. Here we go. Everybody's gonna press the dreaded button. So fun. Devin, the second yellow one, the yellow one that says math training test. Math training. Should we play it again just for fun? Oh yeah, so fun. Okay, I'll stop. All right, once you get here, you have to say I could play the sound. It'll give you like a green check mark and then press continue. And go ahead and press begin test now. You should see number 1 on your screen. Go ahead and put a Y in the chat when you can see number 1. Awesome. Cool. Okay, friends. So now there's going to be some clicking back and forth between tabs. I want to apologize for that in advance, but it was just like the best way we could do it. Otherwise, I was making a Google Doc for it, and the Google Doc was like 15 pages long, and I was like, this is too much. We can't. So go ahead and go back to Canvas. You're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom and go to next. And there are directions for each question. Each question is going to show you what to do on that page. So I'll go into student mode here. So for number 1, so let me preface this by saying, the goal of this is that you get to know the platform and that you learn how to press all the right buttons. Okay, the goal is not to get the questions right. If you get the questions right, you get extra credit. That's awesome. Cool, no problem. But the goal is that you actually like learn to use the platform. So it says question 1 says this. So I can see, if I click back to the test, I can see this. Let me go back to Canvas. It says click on the hamburger button next to number 1. You should see this drop down, this one here. I'm going to go to the test. Here's my hamburger button over here. I can see the drop down. Go back to Canvas. Canvas says click strike through. Cross out the answers you think are incorrect. Select the correct answer. Submit, screenshot and submit here. So your screenshot should look like this. So if we look at this one, I'm going to press strike through. It lets me cross out answers. Yeah, the hamburger button. It lets me cross out answers that are wrong. So it says select the expression that's equivalent to this. I know it's not this one or that one, so I'm going to cross those out. And since a negative and a negative, if it's squared, negative will make a positive. So I know it's not that one. So I know it has to be this one. I can, if I click this though, it's not going to let me. So if I double click, it undoes it. So I'm going to go ahead and click to the outside of this so that that box goes away. And then I'm going to click C. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot like this. And then you can either put it in your assignment here, or you can go straight to Canvas and go ahead and start the assignment, upload the file, and put in your screenshot. I don't know why this is not going. Go, go, go. Oh, it was doing this to me earlier. Screenshot. Okay, whatever. You can put in like whichever screenshot you want. And then submit your assignment. You'll notice on the rubric, you're getting 2 points for showing that you could cross things out, right? Because remember, we're learning to use the platform. We're not just trying to get the right answer. And then the selected answer, you get, if you put some answer, you get 3 points. So that would be the total of 5. And then you get 1 extra credit for getting the correct answer. So everybody should be getting extra credit on this one here. I'm going to go ahead and submit. And then you're good on number 1. I'm going to go ahead and go to number 2 on here. And on number 2, it'll tell you what to do. What you need to submit is in yellow. Right? So what you need to submit is in yellow. You can see the rubric there. So you would go to number 2 on the test, and then you'd work through it. I know that we're like up on time. I just want you to do numbers 1 through 3. Just numbers 1 through 3. So I'm actually going to go, I'll leave student view here. I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead. We will do the rest of the test on Thursday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually drag this Thursday box up here. And that doesn't need to be published because that's not a real thing. So we'll do 4 through 8 on Thursday. So if you want to get a head start on those, you can, but I'll adjust these due dates so that it's the 29th rather than the 27th. Okay. So you have to do numbers 1 through 3 on the test. 1 through 3 on the test. So you're getting up to number 3. Which questions are your assignment? Just a quick check. We're all on the same page. How many questions do you have to do today? Yes, 1 through 3. Yes, 1 through 3. So we can quickly knock those out. Let me see. We should have a bunch of these already turned in. So we have, can we use this to practice for English too? Yeah, you can. So Caitlin, if you where we picked the second one where it said math practice, you can also go to the other one that says English practice or English training. And then right above it actually is a practice test. We're gonna do that next week. So you can do that. Josh, I'm proud of you. Good job. Josh L, awesome. Super proud. I'm glad you did that. Yeah, Devin, you're going to submit the correct answer to question 2. So for each of these, so you're going to do number 1 and submit the screenshot for number 1. You're going to do number 2 and submit the screenshot for number 2. You're going to do number 3 and you're going to submit the screenshot for number 3, and then you'll be done for today. Do you get a score? Got an E for the practice test? Is that your question? I don't know. Let me look into it. I don't know if I have access to like the scoring of it, but I can try. Yeah. So I should have, is there an X variable on the calculator? In the test, if you go to calculator here, I don't know why. You should be able to like type X in there, or you can pull up. This should look exactly like how you've been using Desmos in the calculator here. Jonathan, if you're talking about this here, it's not X, you have to use B. I should change that in the directions. So usually you're typing 2B is greater than 11. Yeah, but the calculator portion here for Desmos, and you can like drag it around. And I don't know if you can make it bigger, but you can drag it around and put it in a different place. You can see. You should be able to just type things in though. Yeah. Okay, team. You're in charge of 1 through 3. Let me go ahead and refresh. 22 of you already submitted number 1. 25 people submitted number 1 and 10 people submitted number 2. That is great. So in the next few minutes, you should be able to complete numbers 1, number 2, and number 3. Can you change that calculator from degrees to radians? Yes, you can. If you click right here and scroll down to radians degrees. You can change the axis, you can change all kinds of things. You can move this away so you're just looking at the graph and scroll in and out. You can press this button to go back to the home screen. This is like normal. You can type sine 50. It tells you what the answer is. This is exactly the same as just like decimals.com. You have like all the different functions here. They did, like, some of them are missing, but that means you won't need them for the test. They took away some of the like calculus ones, although some of the calculus ones are still here. Cool. All right, friends. After Q3, you should just exit out of the test. Yeah, you're not logged in or anything. You're in as a guest, so you can just literally like close the test when you're done. And then when we come back on Thursday, we'll do the rest of them. So we'll quickly click through 1 through 3 on Thursday. Yep. All right, team. It is 10:31. Thank you for your extra minute. And I will see you all on Thursday. If you have any questions or if you want to review a previous assignment, feel free to come to office hours today if you need anything, and we'll make it work. Or you can set up an appointment. Other than that, love you all. Yeah, bye. Have a great day. Look at you, 5 people already done with number 3. Have a great day. Should have very little homework today. Bye, friends. Bye. Bye. Bye, everybody.